Okay, today I'm going to start my color glazing. I've got my picture, I've laid everything out the way I want in black and white, and now I'm going to glaze some of these colors on top of this black and white thing. I've got my red orange, my black, my yellow, and my blue. I don't need any white at this point, but next time I might be using some white. So first things first, I'm going to get a decent sized brush because I'm going to kind of cover this thing in big areas, and I'm going to water down a little yellow, add a little bit of this red orange, and then you'll see I'll add a little bit of black, and I'm gonna wash these things over the whole picture. Now I'm not trying to be too careful. I'm gonna let the black and white painting do a lot of the work, and I'm also gonna not let it be just all to one color. I'm going to make sure that as I'm painting, I'm adding a little extra black or adding a little extra yellow or watering it down a little more. So I'm getting some kind of natural variety, a little bit more orange. So I'm getting more of a brown look. So that's definitely important to do. One of the things I want you to think about is the direction of your brush strokes. You'll notice I'm always moving horizontally. Even at the beginning when I was kind of doing a little bit of grass, I was definitely moving up and down, but in horizontal big movements across the paper. Here I'm adding some green and I'm kind of reshaping some of these rows that I use the black and white to create some of these kind of row effects that I saw in my photograph. I'm also using the green to kind of reinforce some of that and create a little more variety in my picture. There's definitely grasses growing, green grasses in amongst all this kind of like amber yellow grass. So I'm kind of looking for those opportunities to paint that stuff in. For these greens I'm using, it's essential that I mix red into it. So I've got some kind of a neutral green. I don't want the green to be really intense. I don't need to mix black in at all. The black that's shining through will actually be plenty to shift the color and make it darker. But I do need to make sure that my greens aren't like golf course greens. So I'm making sure that I am mixing red into the green to neutralize it. Here I go, I'm starting to lay in the sky. Laid several layers on the land, but here now I'm starting to lay some blue in the sky. I actually end up switching the blue. I think that this phthalo blue was a little too greenish compared to my picture, so here I'm going to grab this ultramarine and I'm going to use that and mix them both to kind of create some varieties in the blue. I will go back tomorrow and mix a little white with some of the blue and build some of that up, get a little more flat, even color. The washes sometimes can kind of like create some puddling or pooling textures. These washes can dry pretty quickly, and you'll notice that in a lot of cases I'm going back through and adding more to these washes as they dry to build up layers of color. Um, the whole video before I sped it up was 30 minutes, so I'm only really doing this for 30 minutes. Here I go adding more layers in the foreground and on these mountains, just because if they after it dries they can look a little too gray and then needs a little more color back in them, and that's what I did.